Hello, Flosstube. Happy 2020. That is crazy. We're in a new decade, and I haven't been on Flosstube in months. I've missed you all. I've missed filming. I've kind of been really busy. There's been a lot going on in my life. So I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted with that. I'm going to let you know what's been happening. I've done more stitching than I thought I've gotten done in the last couple of months. Last time I saw you guys was like in April. So before Mania of last year, which is a long time. I mean, I've done a diamond painting video and I've done a stitch with me video, and both of those were like kind of for me. I don't know if stitch alongs are my kind of jam. I do however, I've been doing some little live Instagram stitch with me type sessions. I haven't done one of those in a while either, but I have done them. So I'll make sure to post my Instagram in the description below. If you don't already follow me there and you're interested in following me, then you can maybe keep up with that. I do Twitch as well. I do stream video games on Twitch, and I stream cross-stitching on Twitch from time to time, just depending on how I can get my camera set up and everything. So both of those tags are going to be in the description below, so if you guys want to check that stuff out, that would be great. So first off, the changes that have happened that some of you might not know because you don't follow me on Instagram. Most of my stuff that I've been going through has been posted on my Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, you know. But if you don't follow me on Instagram, this year has been crazy. It's been stressful. It's been hectic. It's been depressing, for lack of better words. So the first kind of negative thing that happened this year was we lost Emma. She didn't pass away on us, but we had to have her put to sleep. She was really having issues with her skin. She had allergies most of her life, which we kind of had a handle on. You know, she had medication, special food. We had shampoos for her and everything. Most of you guys will know that. But in April, her skin was just so bad. She was covered in scabs and sores, and no matter how much I bathed her, no matter how much I, you know, changed her medication or whatever, she wasn't comfortable. I couldn't bathe her without her, you know, crying and whining and being really uncomfortable, and she couldn't sleep properly because she couldn't find a comfortable position to lay in, and I just kind of thought, you know, this is really sad, and if I was in this position, you know, quality of life, right? So I made the decision to have her put to sleep, and it was strange because the day we decided to put her to sleep was the same day 13 years prior that we brought her home to be part of our family. So we had her for 13 years total, from day to day, which is kind of crazy, but I think God intended it to be that way. So I mean, you know, so we got her cremated, and she has a special place in our living room where everyone can, you know, see her, and she's kind of like, you know, center of attention there. So that was the first little rough bump to my year. And then after we lost Emma, I started having a lot of issues with my anxiety and my panic and my stress levels, and I started struggling at work again. And for those of you that I don't remember what I said in my last video, if I had quit my job back then, but back in September, I had started, maybe it's been longer than I thought since I've done a Flosstube, but I had quit working at the clinic for 4 months, went back in September, and quit again just this past September. I loved my job, don't get me wrong, but I just, whatever it was, whether it was the people I was working with or just the way my shifts were working out, it just wasn't working for me. There was just so many different issues that were causing me stress and anxiety. I just couldn't continue anymore, and I realized that my health is far more important than any job ever will be, despite the fact that I love what I was doing. It was negatively affecting my health, so I had to make that decision to cut it off, and since then I've been unemployed. Which, I mean, has been okay. It's been stressful too because, you know, you don't have an income, and it's kind of tricky and it's stressful, you know, making sure your bills are paid and all that, but I'm making it. We're doing okay. We're not, you know. So that also happened, but on the positive end of the spectrum, I have started volunteering at a therapeutic riding center. So this therapeutic riding center is they're an organization that help children and adults with physiotherapy or mental therapy, working with horses. So what I do there is I go, you know, once a week, once every other week, and I go and I spend time grooming the horses and just loving on them and spending time with them, and it's been really great for me. It's been therapy for me, and the horses love it, I love it, everybody's happy, it's great. So I have that going for me right now, and that's super fantastic. But yeah, so that's just kind of the basic rundown of the things that have kind of happened. We also, on the positive end of the spectrum, we have another family member. So we lost Emma in April, and about a week and a half ago, a lady contacted us saying that her neighbors had moved and left their cat behind. Whether on purpose or not, I'm not 100% sure. But they moved away and they don't know where these people live, don't know where they went, have no way of contacting them. I tried posting on Facebook, put a notice in our community about this cat. He was found in a snowstorm under someone's house, crying and cold and stuff. And so she brought him to me, and I said I would take him for the night, but then I would instantly try to find another place for him because I can't keep him. I have 2 cats of my own and the dog that I babysit sometimes. So anyways, long story short, we are now keeping the cat. So you'll see him in videos in the future. He can't be in a video today because he's under quarantine. We just had him vaccinated last week, and the vaccines, I guess, take 2 weeks to kind of kick in, so he has to stay separate from my girls for now. And the girls are already curious about him, and yeah, and his name is Loki. So yes, I named him after Loki from the Marvel movies because I love Loki that much. He is not very mischievous. He's a very good cat. He's very cuddly. He's very sweet. And I'm excited to show you guys on my videos. But if you're interested in seeing him, he is on my Instagram page. So you'll see him there. But yeah, new family member. So we're up to 3 cats now, which is fun. So that is about it. That's how I closed out my year with all that stuff. Oh, and the other thing, my best friends got married in October. They got married on my birthday, and I was part of their wedding. I was a bridesmaid, and that wedding was probably the most amazing event I've ever been to in my life. Supernatural and everything aside, that was great in its own way, but being part of your best friend's wedding, and you know, I don't have words for it, really. It was incredible. I had a great time, and the ceremony was beautiful, and yeah, it was great. So it's been an eventful year. Ups and downs, of course, like every year has, but we're going to go into 2020 strong. I'm confident that we're going into 2020 nice and strong. So without further ado, I'm going to start talking about my stitching. So I've been kind of busy. I don't feel like I've been busy, but when I look at the pile of stuff next to me, I'm like, hey man, I've been working hard. And yeah. Also, before I get started on that, I don't know if you guys noticed, my room is a whole different color now. It is blue. And yeah, I had to do that. I was getting tired of the beige, and blue is a very calming color. I'm trying to rearrange my bedroom to be calming to help with my anxiety problems. So that's why it's blue. It's working. It's very calm in here, and I like that. I don't have electronics in my room now. Versus, I mean, I've got my tablet, which I'm using to film right now, but I do not have a TV in here anymore. I do not, you know, I just have my desk, and that's it. I'm going to try to keep this as a chill space, and not, you know, video games and TV and all that stuff. This is going to be my wind down place, so it's going to be great. So now I'm going to take a sip of hot chocolate, and we're going to get started. Always gotta have Tim Hortons. Okay, I have a few finishes. Some which I may have already mentioned in my previous video. Some of them maybe haven't. I don't know. But we're going to start with the best. We're not going to save best for last. We're going to start with the best one. So, as you know, I was working on Sea Flora by Nora Corbett. I have finished her. She's gorgeous. And she is finished, and I couldn't be happier. It took me longer than I thought it was going to take for me to stitch this. But with all the issues I was having with my mental health and everything, I am okay with how long it took. So here she is. She is stitched on 28 count Jobelin and Frozen Fractals by Hand Dye Fabrics by Stephanie, with all the called for threads and beads. So here's my lovely lady. I'll scroll up so you can see her. So this is my lovely lady, and I absolutely adore her. I was going to stitch her skin 1/1, but I didn't, and I'm okay with that choice. I'm really okay with that. So now I just have to find a nice frame for her, and she's going to hang on my wall right behind my shoulder there. So she's going to hang beside my window, and yeah. So very proud of this Nora Corbett, and I love her designs. I can't wait to do another one. I'm super stoked about it. So that's finish number 1. Finish number 2. I may or may not have shown this on my... Oh, this is an FFO. This isn't just a finish. It's an FFO. If you believe that, because nothing ever gets FFO'd on my channel. I had started this last year, I think. And this is by Emma Condon, and it's the I think it's Wise Words by Emma Condon. They're like book quotes and stuff. And this was the, try not to get the glare in there too much, but this is the not all who wander are lost, and it's the J.R.R. Tolkien. The floss that I used was, I forget what it was, but it was a Mo's Sale floss, which I'm pretty sure is now discontinued because I don't think Mo's Sale does floss and stuff anymore. I think that company shut down, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you guys know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, yeah. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. I changed the colors out, and it looks really good. So I'm really proud of this FFO, and it just kind of sits on my shelf back here. And, yeah. So that's finish number 2. That's the FFO. Another finish that I had, a couple of little finishes actually. Let me see if I can't find the second one. Oh jeez, of course I drop things on the floor because what Flosstube video doesn't have that kind of stuff happening in it. Okay, so for those of you that know, I'm a huge Pokemon nerd. I've got a couple little cross stitches there. You can see them stuck to my closet door. I've done 2 more. I'm not sure if I've shown this one before, but I know there's one I didn't. Okay, and the whole pile just slid onto the floor. That's fun. That's a mess for later. Anyway, there is a designer. It's a website and a designer, I guess, that makes these cross stitches out of sprites from the video games, and I'll put her link to her website in the description below. But it's Birdie Stitching. And so I've done Spiro. He's pretty cool. And I've just put felt and a magnet on the back, and then he just kind of sticks, you know, he sticks onto my closet door. And I haven't, so he's an FFO, but my little shiny Litwick, I have not FFO'd him yet. His back is still, but yeah, I really like doing these cute little cross stitches. They're like super adorable. And they're fast. Oops. So yeah, I did 2 little Pokemon stitches. And then I think that's it for finishes. Yeah, that's it for finishes. The rest are whips. Oh god. This is a mess and a half. I don't know how this happened. Oh lord. Good lord. Oh. Sometimes I swear Flosstube hates me. It doesn't want anything to go smoothly at all, ever. Alright. Let me just kind of rearrange this. Alright. Whips. some which you have seen, some are new starts. Actually, some are new starts and some are whips. But I'm just going to grab from the pile and we're going to go with it. So my first whip, where's my phone? My first whip is one of my Heaven and Earth designs, and it is the Mini Equinox by Bench Slick. So that's what it looks like. She's beautiful. And I've got a really small start on her, but it's a start nonetheless. So this is supposed to be stitched. You can't really tell the difference in color here because the lighting in my room is so terrible. But she is being stitched 1/1 on, I think, 28 count even weave, if I'm not mistaken. Poor Castiel lost an eye. I don't know how that happened, but poor Castiel lost an eye. So, yeah. I'm really sorry. My lighting, I've apologized for the lighting situation in my house time and time again, but that's where I'm at right now. Some purples and browns. That's why it's really hard to see. But yeah, when I stitch on her, I enjoy working on her. So she's going to be a present for a friend of mine, hopefully for her birthday in 2020. Alright, the next whip I have is my Mill Hill Snowman. So this is the Evergreen Snowman by Mill Hill. And I've basically almost finished all the stitching on him. I still have a little bit left to go. I've been working, have the needle threaded to do some white. But so far this is where I'm at with him. So he's basically finished. I just have some of the cream and the white to put in him, and then he's just bees. So we're basically on the home stretch with him. Hopefully I can finish him this year, because I really want to get some stuff finished this year. I really, really, really want to get some stuff finished. Some of this stuff has been sitting around for far too long, not being finished, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing my whips. I want some finishes, guys. I'm taking the lid off this cup because drinking out of it is ridiculous. Okay. My next whip is a whip I just finished and put away for a while. And that's my Dancing Mermaid by Joan Elliott. And I know some of you are familiar with her. You've stitched her before. But here she is. So this is... And then what I'm stitching this on... Oh my goodness, can I remember the fabric that I'm stitching this on? I know it's fabric I bought from 123 Stitch. I might be able to find the name of it on Instagram if you just give me 2 seconds. Let me see. What did I start her on? Okay, this is 28 count Coastal from Picture This Plus, and I'm pretty sure it's just Lugana. Or is it even weave? I'm not 100% sure. But it's a really beautiful blue color. So I've got a lot of her hair done. Let me just kind of fold this over to make it better. This fabric is beautiful. I love it so much. But yep, she's come along pretty well since I started her. She's really beautiful and I love her. I first started stitching her while watching the Queen movie, the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Oh my gosh, I didn't get much stitching done on her because I was so enthralled with the movie. But anyway, she's being stitched 2/2 and all the called for DMC and beads and threads and all that. So I really enjoy working on her and I'm looking forward to finishing her this year. So hopefully that can happen. Alright, the next whip is another whip that you guys have seen. I put some work into it recently. It's supposed to be a gift from my mom, which, you know, she keeps harassing me about. Which is my Garden Gate by Dimensions. Which is another piece that's really beautiful and I love it. I mean, the mood has to strike you, you know. So, since the last time you guys have seen it, there's something in my eye. I have finished this corner and kind of worked. I'm a strange stitcher, guys, if you haven't noticed. I start in the center and then work up to the top and then go back down again. That's how I like to stitch. Just because it just gives me, because I prefer to stitch down rather than up. I mean, everybody has their own way of doing things, but it's easier for me, instead of counting to where the heck the corner is supposed to be, I just stitch that way and then just work back down. So I'm really impressed with the way this is looking. It looks really, really nice on video. I'm glad for it. But yeah, it's I love dimensions kits, I really do, but the fact that they make you stitch with like 6 strands of floss is kind of ridiculous to me. I don't know. It's crazy. It's insane is what it is. But it's so, I mean, it turns out nice in the end. It's just sometimes it makes stitching those kits extremely frustrating. And then the next whip, oh, guys, this is a new start. This is a new start. You guys have not seen this. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I started it. I have started the first generation of Epic Pokemon, not the extended version, but I have started it. And I almost have the first page done. So I'm hoping for a page finish this month. I'm going to work really hard to get the first page finished. And here we go. So we've got Zapdos, Moltres, Flareon, Porygon mostly finished, Pinsir, and a little bit of Ammonite in there. And then Tauros comes in here. So that's mostly, that's like 3/4 of a page. I'm almost there. My goal maybe this month is to finish that and then move on to something else. I'm going to try to get a better rotation going this year and to allow for the finishing of some things, because I need to get some stuff finished. And these, I don't know if I showed these on my channel before, but I've got these zipper pouches that I hold my cross stitch projects in now. I got them at the dollar store. They're like $4, and they open up nice and wide at the bottom, you see? And they have this clear zipper pouch in the front so I can put my pattern pictures and stuff in there. I really love them. They're great, and they're like water resistant and stuff, so that really helps. It's really nice. So that is that. The next project I have is a new start as well. Oh god, this chair keeps getting away on me. I apologize. So this is a new start as well. Another dimensions kit. It is Goldfinch and Lilacs. Beautiful little birds. I know Calico would appreciate this project. Hello. So anyways, yeah, I usually don't stitch birds, but I really like this project. It's beautiful. I haven't gotten very far on it, and there's a stray strand of floss here, because, you know. But this is where I'm at. So the first finch is basically finished and backstitched. He just needs the little French knot for his eye. But yeah, I really like this project. It's really fun. I was working on it in the summer. I just love stuff that's really colorful. I enjoy stitching stuff that has a lot of color in it. I don't like really stitching monochrome, I guess it is. Like stuff that's just all got different shades of the same. Yuck. I'll do it, but I prefer to stitch stuff with a lot of color. So that's that. Oh, my next whip is another Joan Elliott, surprise, surprise, is Blue Geisha. The kit here says Garden Geisha, but I think it's actually called Blue Geisha. And she was a whip for me for Mania. Not much has been finished on her, but there's definitely more done than the last time you guys saw her, so I finished her one sleeve of her arm here. So I got that done. And yeah, again, I really love Joan's designs. Really, really love her designs. They're so colorful, and that's why I love stitching them, because there's so much color. She just uses such nice palettes with her patterns. It's crazy. And all of this stuff, because they're kits, is being stitched on like 14 count Aida. Alright, the next one is another whip, which is my Trick or Treat by Lena Lawson Needle Arts. So you guys remember him. And I made some good progress on him this past year. He's by no means finished, but I made good progress. So here he is. His head's all finished. And this cloth kind of smells like a hospital one. Ugh, I don't know why that is, but anyway. So we've got, so he's being stitched 2/2 on 28 count even weave. With all the called for threads, all just DMC. So, yep, I was hoping to have him finished by Halloween this past year, but that didn't happen. So hopefully he can get a finish before Halloween this year. And I really enjoyed the time I spent stitching on him. He's a really nice project. Another project that I have started that you guys don't know about. I'm just going to show the picture through the plastic because I'm not going to be able to get it out of here without a real struggle. I picked up a Riolis kit ages ago for to stitch for friends of mine who have a hedgehog. And so there's the picture. And now I'm going to say something here. And maybe some people will agree with me and maybe they won't. And that's okay. I love the patterns that Riolis has. However, I am really not a fan of the thread that they have. It is like a yarn or whatever, and it's incredibly difficult to stitch with. I mean, incredibly difficult to stitch with. My stitches they don't lay nice and flat. They just look fluffy and disgusting, and I hate it. So stitching on this has been a real struggle, let me tell you. I mean, I like it. It's cute. And I have worked on it, but I just like, I put in like a strand of floss and I'm like, oh, can't touch it anymore. I hate this. So I don't know if sometime in the future I'm just going to redo it and just take floss from, you know, my regular kits and start with new fabric. I think that's probably what I'm going to do because this is as far as I've gotten with it. And it's just because I hate the thread. And if I can take my DMC collection and convert the threads, I think we'll be okay. But this is just impossible. I can't stand it. It's too bulky, it's too fluffy, it's bad. Riolis, you make beautiful kits, but your yarn sucks. It just sucks so bad. But yeah, so that's another kind of whip. Okay, and then we have one more. 2 more whips, and then I'll tell you guys about my new start for 2020. I'm going to hopefully find the pattern for this real quick, or the image for it real quick before I can show it to you guys. Perfect. Yes, perfect, perfect, perfect. So, some of you might know I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of video games. Prompto from Final Fantasy 15 is my all-time favorite character, hands down. And I bought a pattern from TheCrossStitchSalon. I will tag her down below. She does amazing, amazing photorealism cross stitches and just cutesy stuff. Like, she's got so many things, and so like her variety is kind of different in her shop. So I really I'll link her down below and you guys check her out. She's really good. But that's where I bought the pattern from. And so this is the pattern. See what I mean? That's some good stuff, right? That's good stuff. So again, the Cross Stitch Salon on Etsy. And I didn't get as far on this as I would have liked this year, but this is where I'm at. So I'm stitching this 2/2 on 28 count even weave, which is, I think, working out to be 14 count, if I'm not mistaken, which is bigger than I was really wanting it to be, but that's how I started it, and that's how I'm going to finish it. So, good progress. You can kind of see his spiky hair coming in the corner there. But this is what I mean by, like, monotone, or, like, monochrome, or whatever you want, whatever the term is. It's hard to stitch, because it's, like, so many shades of the same type of color. Alrighty, and then the last whip that I have to show you guys is actually kind of a new start for you because you haven't seen it before. But it's another Dimensions kit, and it is the Aurora Cabin, which I am in love with. So it's in the Q-Snap right now, which is kind of nice because that's what I've been working on. Here we go. So I've mostly finished the front end of the cabin. So we have this side left to do, the roof. I've mostly stitched this tree and some of the ground on the bottom. And that's where I'm at. But I really love this piece a lot. It's great, but I'm not looking forward to stitching the 6 strands of half stitch. That's gonna be a pain. But yeah, once again, just using all the supplied stuff in the kit. 14, I think it's 16 count Ada. It's probably 16 count Ada. Most of these size kits are 14 or 16 count. And it's like a light blue. So that's my current whip that I've been working on, which I will work on for some more today since it's the 31st or whatever the date is today. Yeah, the 31st. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a new start. Now, my new start is by the lovely Doreen Jones. And it is Fantastic Feathers. This is what I'm starting tomorrow. Which would be today for all of you that are seeing this, because I'm uploading this on New Year's Day. So this will be my start today. And I'm really excited because look at those colors, guys. Isn't that beautiful? That's so beautiful. There's I think 2 types of beads in here and just gold crank. Oh, no, yeah, 2 different types of gold crank and then 2 different types of Mill Hill beads. So there's gold Mill Hill beads and blue velvet Mill Hill beads. So I'm really excited to stitch it. It's a beautiful piece and it's just on the front of Cross Stitch Gold. What issue is this? Just so that you people know. Issue 62, so September, October of what year, I'm not sure. It doesn't say. But it's issue 62. Just on the top there. So you know what to look for if you're interested in stitching that. So, and then I also bought it because look at this beautiful geisha up the top here by Leslie Tier. That's going to be another whip for another day, but yeah, Elegant Peacock or this fancy Proud Peacock, whatever it's called. There's like with these magazines, there's like 2 different types of pattern names, and I'm never sure which one's the actual pattern name, but I'm really excited to start this tomorrow. And yeah, so that, my folks, is all I have for you today. Short video, really kind of like sped through things, but I really wanted to show you guys what I'm working on and show you what I'm hoping to do next, like this year, and hopefully it's a good stitchy year. I'm really hoping to get some stuff done. I'm really hoping to plow through, make a lot of progress. And again, I didn't tell you what I plan on stitching this on. I'm just gonna stitch it on some 14 count white Ada that I have in my stash. I have a piece that's basically, you know, the perfect size for it. So I'm just gonna stitch it on here, and that's gonna be that. So thank you guys for joining me today and for joining me on the first day of this wonderful new decade. Hopefully it's a wonderful new decade, because this last decade's been kind of a mess, hasn't it? And I hope right now there's a lot going on in Australia, and I know I have quite a few Australian friends, and I really hope that you all are safe and are keeping cool and all of that, with, you know, the heat wave you guys are having and the fires and everything is awful. And the same with any of you that are in any part of the world that are affected by natural disasters and stuff. I hope you guys stay safe, and I hope that this new year can bring lots of happiness to all of you. Alrighty, I will see you guys on the 1st of February. Bye.